Hello, my Buckeye Nation fans out there. Welcome to another segment of the Buckeye Vinny YouTube channel sports show. Let's get right into this video. My friends out there, this up-and-coming 2022 season will mark the 20th anniversary of the Buckeyes' miracle season in 2002, where Jimmy TRESSEL and our Buckeyes went on to win the national championship, beating the heavily favored Miami Hurricanes 31-24 in overtime. My friends, I'm sure you could vouch for this. I can remember this game like it was yesterday. And let's be very honest, the media, the sports writers, the fans were not giving the Buckeyes any chance in this game. I remember it. And for me, I remember just hoping that the Buckeyes would try to do their best to keep it close. But let's be honest, this was a Miami Hurricane team that came into this game against the Buckeyes in 2002 with a 34-game win streak. This was a Miami Hurricane team that the year before, 2001, were the reigning national champs, defeating Nebraska in a runaway 37-14, a very good Nebraska team. And Miami had no problem beating the Cornhuskers in 2001 to capture the championship that year. So going into the 2002 championship game, yeah, there was a lot of question marks as a Buckeye fan. Do we have what it takes to knock off this big-time champion? And, this was a typical David and Goliath matchup in 2002. Buckeyes, obviously, major underdogs in this game. I believe the point spread was something like 14.5 or 15. So there you go, my friends. The Buckeyes were really not given the respect that they deserve. Now, Jim TRESSEL came on the scene in 2001, where the Buckeyes that season barely finished 500. They won 7, they lost 5. The big turning point for Jim TRESSEL that year was defeating Michigan Wolverines in the Big House, a very tough place to play and win. But TRESSEL promised that he would beat Michigan, and they did. I remember this game very well. Buckeyes won that game, TRESSEL's first year, 26-20. Again, the Buckeyes did finish a game over 500 with a 7-5 record. So going into the 2002 season, there were a lot of skeptics. How can a team finish 7-5 and then in the second year of TRESSEL's coaching career for the Buckeyes go 14-0? Well, he did just that. Now, when you stop and look in that 2002 miracle season, the Buckeyes played 14 games that year. 7 of those games were decided by 7 points or less. That jumped out to me, an amazing stat, to say the least, that at any given time, the Buckeyes could have got defeated. And let me run you down some of the scores. They beat Cincinnati Bearcats in Cincinnati 23-19. They upended Wisconsin in Wisconsin, a tough place to play and win, 19-14. Just a week later, they defeated Penn State at the Shoe 13-7. They beat Purdue, let's not forget, on that gutsy call 4th-and-1 play by Jim TRESSEL. Krenzel hooking up with Mike Jenkins for the game-winning touchdown with about 1:20 to go, and the Buckeyes won that game 10-6. They beat Illinois, a very good Illinois team, 23-16 in Illinois. They knocked off the team up north in the Shoe 14-9, and we all remember them defeating the heavily favored Hurricanes 31-24 in overtime. Count them up, my friends. 7 games decided by 7 points or less. When it came to crunch time, Jimmy TRESSEL was the best of the best. He knew what plays to call. He knew that he had his players ready to execute them, and they did just that. Now, when you look at that 2002 miracle season, Craig Krenzel was our starting quarterback. For me, I thought Krenzel was good, not great. I thought he was a good manager of the game. But when it came to lighting up the opponent with 300 yards passing and 3-4 touchdowns in a game, that wasn't going to happen. Listen to these stats as our starting quarterback in 2002 miracle season. Craig Krenzel completed 59% of his passes. Not really that great. 12 touchdown passes, 7 interceptions, and Krenzel also rushed for 3 touchdowns. My friends, this was 12 touchdown passes he threw in 14 games. Nothing to write home about. Maurice Clarett, the star freshman that year from Warren G. Harding Raiders. Clarett, 1,237 yards rushing, 5.6 per carry average, 16 rushing touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns for a total of 18 touchdowns on the year. Phenomenal freshman of the year, Maurice Clarett. Let's not forget Michael Jenkins, 61 grabs for a little over 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. And let's not forget our 2 backs. Ladell Ross, who did a splendid job to come in and take over the duties when Maurice Clarett was hurt for 3 games. Ladell Ross, 619 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns, and Maurice Hall did a nice job, 370 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. But my friends, let's not forget this. This was a Buckeye team that only averaged, and I say only, 29 points a game, but it was the defense that got it done in that 2002 year, only giving up a stingy 13 points a game. They were led by linebacker A.J. Hawk, Matt Wilhelm, Dustin Fox with 3 picks that year, Chris Gamble with 4 interceptions that year, and he led the Buckeyes. And let's not forget Michael Doss. So, my friends, this was a Buckeye team that exactly gave the definition to the word team. This wasn't a team that only had 1 or 2 standouts, and that was it. On any given game, next man had to step up. 1 or 2 or 3 games, it was Maurice Clarett. Another 2 or 3 games, like I mentioned, Michael Jenkins catching that game-winning score against Purdue. Michael Jenkins stood up. Let's not forget Chris Gamble. Not only played defense, but caught 31 balls for 499 yards. So this was a Buckeye team that gave the true definition of a team. And again, Jim Tressel got it done in only his 2nd season. He promised the Buckeyes fans when he got there a national title, and it only took him 2 years to come through for Buckeye Nation. But again, my friends, I call it a miracle season because it was just that. 14 games, half of those games decided by 7 points or less. It's amazing. And when you stop and look at Jim Tressel, and when it was crunch time for him, you talk about a genius and a mastermind of drawing up a play when needed to win that game. That was Jimmy Tressel. Games decided by 10 points or less in Jim Tressel's career, a phenomenal 30 wins and 15 losses. My friends, I hope everybody enjoyed this segment today of the Buckeyes 2002 miracle season. Buckeyes going a perfect 14-0 and capturing the national championship that season. And again, this up-and-coming season will mark the 20th anniversary for that championship Jim Tressel team. If you are new to my channel, please by all means click on the subscribe button. If you like this video, which I hope Buckeye Nation did, click on the like button. And like always, please comment down below. Like always, peace out. God bless. Keep on clicking on that subscribe button. Have a good day, everybody.